so far, on a year-to-date basis, through March 6th, this is what's happened. There's been 57,000 new Bitcoin produced. ETFs have bought all of it, and then corporations have bought another 3x. And I think governments have bought about 40,000 Bitcoin as well. So what does that mean for price? Price rules everything is exactly right, and we heard that in the last presentation. Here's a chart of Bitcoin's price since the ETFs launched in January 2024, and I think it tells you everything you need to know about what's happening in this market. I just made the case that there is a structural mismatch between the demand and supply. New sources of demand are buying more than 100% of the supply, and what that means is existing people who already own Bitcoin have to sell it, and they're only willing to sell it at certain prices. So what have we seen? As soon as the ETF launched, the price ran up from 45K to 72K, and then it traded sideways for about 6 months. Why did it stop at 72K? Because 72K was the previous all-time high, and people are people, and there were people who were willing to sell at the previous all-time high. So remember, people have to sell because there is incessant demand from ETFs, corporations, and governments. So it hovered around 72K while people were willing to sell at that all-time high. And then it broke. And look what happened when it broke above 72K. It ran straight to 100. Why did it run to 100 and then stop there? Why is it $103,000 today? Because people are people, and $100,000 is a nice round number. And there are people who are willing to sell at $100,000. When we look underneath the surface and we look at the source of that selling, there are two sources. One is retail investors who have been willing to sell at $100,000 because it's a nice round number. And the second is a few estates, Mt. Gox and FTX, which released about 100,000 Bitcoin, and that now no longer exists. My thesis, and I could be wrong, is that as long as we have this incessant demand from ETFs, companies, and governments that are buying more than 100% of the supply, we will eventually exhaust the people who are willing to sell at $100,000. And when we do, I would ask you where it stops. I don't know where it stops. Our prediction at Bitwise is it ends the year at 200,000. That could be wrong, but 200,000 is the next nice round number. And I do think Bitcoin really is as simple as this.